Yeah, and get this, I don't even know how the octopus got there, right? I mean, oh, hi everyone, Kevin Krebs here. And today we're going to be looking at selections and masking in Photoshop CS4, or AKA how to insert like people into photos and whatnot, or objects. So let's get going here. As you can see, this is a nice peaceful scene in the hills of Japan, when suddenly danger strikes and Giant Man Dan comes parading through the village like it's his own, drinking a soda. So we're going to be learning how to do that today. Kind of like a nifty Photoshop skill that most people should know. I'm going to be kind of doing a cheap version of it because I'm kind of rushing here. I'm kind of going through it as I go through here. Kind of making it up as I go. So we're going to name this, what should we name it? Daniel Monster, sure. And click OK. We can delete this. We don't need it anymore. No, I don't want to save it actually. So, as you can see, I'm kind of unprepared here. I'm being rushed to make this tutorial. We're going to drag our materials here, our mats. This is the country road picture, and this is a picture of our friend Daniel, who's awesome, and has so willingly allowed me to use his picture today for this tutorial. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag the picture of him into our project over here, and we're going to start working on him first before we move him into that picture at all. So what you want to do is just grab your quick selection tool, or W on the keyboard, and you just want to select whoever you're photoshopping and roughly go over them. It doesn't have to be exact really, but it does help in the long run, because later you can just go over them with the black brush if you know how to use masks. I actually did this in my Sin City Effect tutorial. If you have seen that, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you can just follow along. So we got him selected and everything, and what we want to do is click the selection tool and just move him into the photo over here. Okay, and we can minimize that for the moment. And what you want to do is go down to this square with a circle in it and click Add New Layer Mask, or whatever. What does that say? Add Vector Mask. Okay, so we're going to be using a vector mask here. And what you want to do is, since we have some people in the background here, what we want to do is click on our brush tool and make sure it is at black. And you're just gonna, let's zoom in so we can see better. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna go over here and clean this up so this reveals the background of the image when we're using our masks. I'm not gonna take too much time on it because I know I take a long time doing this, and I like to be a perfectionist, and I will take way too long if I take my time. And anyways, he's going to be really small and in the distance in this photo, so it's not going to make much of a difference anyway, because you won't be able to see all the details really. But I suggest that you do. For these, like in the inside of his arm, if you want to really get precise, you can go to the pen tool, or P on your keyboard, and you're just going to draw along really slightly. I'm just going to do it kind of fast. If you know how to use the pen tool, which is an acquired skill, you'll be very good at this. And once you connect your lines, just go to, you right click and go to Make Selection, OK, and you'll be able to just color in whatever's in there, and it'll feather automatically for you, which is kind of a nice feature. I like that. And there you go. Then you just deselect your thing somehow, and there you go. It's pretty easy and useful and effective, super effective. There's another spot up here. I'm going to do the same technique with the pen tool actually, because it's actually really neat and fine how to do that. So feel free to skip like 30 seconds ahead maybe. I don't know. Because I'm just gonna go along. Oh man. Control Alt Z to go back. Like I always tell you. I think I've done that at least in all my tutorials so far. That's pretty cool. So at least you'll know how to undo stuff. Undo all your horrible mistakes by the end of my tutorials. Not gonna make too much of a deal of neatness here. So there you go, right click, make selection. Okay. Go to your brush tool, color it in black, which is technically just coloring the background. Then deselect it so it looks neat. And there you go, it looks really nice actually. Gonna go to our brush tool. Left bracket to lower your brush size, and right bracket to increase it. Just a little FF there, fun fact. Just going along here detailing it up. It's looking pretty neat already, but like I said, I'm a perfectionist, so see, just little stuff like that. If you really want to get in depth, you can click the eyeball on the background layer and it'll just show your mask, which it makes it a lot easier actually to see what you're doing to the background. Is that a toilet paper roll? What's someone... No, I'm not even gonna ask. Anyway. Crazy people at our school. This picture was taken at our school, by the way. So I'm using the same brush as I did in my what is it? Sin City Effect tutorial. I'm becoming old and forgetful. Okay. What am I talking about? I'm supposed to be the new generation of the tutorials. Anyway, that's looking pretty good right now. Let's zoom out and see how that looks. That's looking pretty good. Much better than my example, at least, I'll have to say. Okay, so we're going to click back on the background so it shows back up. And as you can see, if you have your selection tool selected, you can just move it around freely. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go up to Edit, Free Transform, or Control T on your keyboard. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring up this scaling box that you can just freely transform your image into a size smaller or bigger than what it was before. But keep in mind the quality is raised or lowered. Actually, it's lowered in most situations, but if you go back, it's restored. So we're just going to make it kind of small. And if you want to make it really small, you can make him blend in with the villagers here. As you can see, he can get pretty small here. Although I don't know, the villagers might not accept him as a friend. So, you know, we could have him out in the forest maybe. Giant Man Dan terrorizing the forest. Because that's something a giant would do, isn't it? Right. So, or you could have him let's see here. You can rotate the picture in freeform also. You can have him popping out of the building like this. You know? So it's just little things like that. And then you just go to your selection tool and apply this. And that looks it looks very shopped, obviously, because Daniel doesn't fit in the modern times of Japan like this. He's drinking a soda. So, but yeah, that's just a quick little tutorial on how to do that. I thought it'd be a little fun to do. Or, you know, actually I just had to get one out, so that's something that you'll probably have to know. I'll probably do a more updated version of this down along the road when I'm getting better at Photoshop and whatnot. But as of the moment, that's a beginner tutorial right there. One of the basic skills you need to know. So I'm Kevin Cribbs, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you later.